Hello. Okay. I was tagged in a tag, which is exciting. JD Estrada tagged me in my 10 favourite booktube videos that I have done, and then I have to tag 10 people after that. So that is what I shall do. I haven't been doing booktube long enough to have 10 favourite videos of mine, I think. I think I came up with 8, so we'll just pretend. But number one is going to be a BizarroCon, which I've put in my booktube playlist because it is book related, and I went all the way to Portland to be part of this Bizarro fiction convention, and I think it's quite informative. So if you're into that sort of thing, have a look. And number two is my Lovecraft and Racism and problematic content video, because it seems to be the one that's inspired a lot of people to come by and either give a lot of support, or, I mean, a lot for me. I'm a very small channel and very niche. Either give a lot of support, or I have been called the C word, and I've been told, you liberals, blah blah blah, and I didn't. The only comments I've deleted on it are ones that used the N word and that kind of thing. But what I find interesting is that I like to try and understand people, and I think it's actually quite a well balanced video. But you wouldn't think that going by some of the comments. I think some people probably didn't watch the whole thing. I think that is a thing that you have to get used to happening on YouTube. Number three is a massive Gothic non-fiction book wrap up, because I read so many really good books for approaching Halloween, and it was about Gothic authors that I liked, such as Mary Shelley, something about Byron, and Ghostland, which is amazing, which is about the reasoning behind a lot of ghost stories in America. So I read loads of really interesting books, so pop by that one. Number four is Following a Curious Guide to London. That was loads of fun. I have a book called The Curious Guide to London, and a friend and I went to London and just picked a few of the spots in there and had a look to see if we could find the original place. And we ended up at the Silver Mousetrap, which is still there, which is a jeweller which would sell silver mousetraps that Georgian ladies would put sort of strategically around their hair at night so that mice didn't get into their wigs. And so yeah, I found that interesting, and you might as well. Following a Curious Guide to London. Next, number five is the Empty Shelfie Spookathon and Victober wrap up. I do like spooky and gothic stories and so on, and I read quite a lot for those readathons, so you might find something interesting in that pile. And number six, horror fiction versus creepypasta. Creepypasta being internet horror stories. I'm quite fascinated in that phenomenon, and so I just had a look to see if I felt, I examined my thoughts on what I thought was scarier, or if that comparison could exist, and so on. Next week I have 10 classic ghost stories, weird fiction and gothic tales for Christmas out. It hasn't happened yet, but I've compiled a list of stories that I think would be really good to listen to or read over Christmas, because Christmas to me has always meant spooky stories. So I think, you might find something in that you enjoy, so have a look out for that next Tuesday. And then number 8, I've kind of compiled all the fiction related games and interactive fiction that I've played. So there's the interactive horror fiction ones and Cooking with Cthulhu, and I'm just about to play the Slenderman game. So it being an internet horror story, it's still fiction related. So, you know, I just do it for chuckles. You might find them entertaining. So they probably count as 9 and 10 as well. So thanks, JD. I'll put your channel in the description and I'll see you soon. Bye.